Well, hey, Salina First Family, Pastor Craig here, and I am leaving tomorrow to go to Honduras. And this has been the mission trip that we've been planning with our partners, Dream On, for many months. It's the mission trip that we raised over $30,000 to put on a revival service and really try and make an impact with the Amoa church that we have partnered with down in Honduras. So I just wanted to give you a few details and then ask you for some specific prayers. The details are that I won't be in country from the 5th through the 10th. And so if you have any needs, please feel free to reach out to one of our elders or Pastor Derek, who will be available to you. But that means if there's anyone in the hospital or anyone passes away, I will obviously be very much out of pocket and out of being able to be reached. So I will be back on the 11th into the office, and I will try and catch up with all messages then. But more importantly than the details, I want to just ask you for some specific prayer points that you can pray for over the next several days. The first is we will be having the big outreach event on the 9th, and we are looking, or I believe it's the 8th actually, and we are looking to have 15,000 people at this revival service. So would you pray for salvation, signs, and wonders, that God would just reveal himself in a mighty way to the people of Amoa, Honduras, and that we would be able to make much of him, share the gospel, see many people saved, see many people have an encounter with Jesus Christ, and by the power of the Spirit, we would just see awesome things happen. We have some awesome giveaways that we were able to do because of your generosity that we're able to bless people with. But we also know that, like anything, giveaways draw people in, that they might come because they want to win a bike, but they might stay and hear a eternity-changing message. So that's our prayer. Would you pray for all the pastors that are going to be involved? We have over 100 Honduran pastors that have agreed to come and pray and do follow-up discipleship and be a part of this event. And here's the cool thing we were able to do because of your generosity. They don't know this, but we have bought every single pastor who is coming a box of 25 Bibles. Now, this might seem pedestrian for an American church that has Bibles coming out their ears. But for a lot of these pastors, not all, but for many of these pastors, this will be a tremendous blessing. That the church they pastor might not have access to many Bibles, and the ones they have might not be of the same translation, and the ones that they have might be tattered and torn. So to get 25 new Bibles, and we are going to give them to them as a way of honoring them in their service. We wouldn't have been able to do this but for your generosity. So would you just pray and just ask that God would do much through the Bibles that we give out? It's going to be 2,500 Bibles we give away to these over 100 pastors. They don't know that's going to happen. I get to be a little bit like Oprah and give the gifts away because our church helped raise the funds for it. We raised all the funds for it. And so I get to be a part of that and give it away. All of it will be recorded, so you get to enjoy that as well. But would you pray for all the pastors that are serving, that they would have the opportunity to really minister and follow up with these people? Obviously, we won't be in Honduras, but we need to make sure that we're following up discipleship-wise. The next prayer point is we are going to be doing a big outreach for kids in one of the poorer areas of Honduras. We are doing a pizza party, and we've got inflatables, and we're bringing the gospel message to these kids, and we are going to be doing some events with them and trying to minister to them. So would you pray for these young ones that we will hopefully touch and bless with just pizza and something fun for them? For many of these kids, they might only get pizza 1 to 2 to 3 times a year. And so it is a unique and fun experience for them and something we want to bless them with. We are also going to be a part of, I won't, but our trip is going to be doing a women's conference, a one-day women's conference, and I think they have over 600 women signed up for that. Now, I won't be a part of that for obvious reasons, but the women of our group would surely appreciate prayers and just that the Lord would bless this conference, that they would be able to speak powerfully and help train and equip some of these Honduran women in the gospel. And of course, we're doing that with our partners on the ground there. And then lastly, we would just ask for prayers for safety and a blessed travel experience. You know, I don't worry too much about my safety. I'm sure my wife will be praying many prayers for it, and I appreciate that. The Lord has us and protects us, but I certainly would ask for prayers for a blessed travel experience, in that sometimes quite literally, the devil is in the details, and we need to get where we need to get, and we need to go where we need to go. And we just would ask that the Lord would, in a sovereign way, make a path, that he would part the waters of traffic and of delayed flights and of messes in country and out and in traffic jams and threats and all that, and that the Lord would just part it so that his will could be done. Our goal is to make a big impact, and we're not in country very long. So I just ask that you would pray for me. Y'all know that I am not necessarily a world traveler. I like to stay at home, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the Lord does. My personal prayer has just been, Lord, use me how you want to use me. I'm going in with very little expectations. I don't really know how the Lord is going to use me, but I believe that he wants me there for a reason. So I'm just trying to go and say, yes, Lord, whatever. So maybe just a last prayer would be that you'd pray that I'd have a willing heart, that I would just be obedient to whatever God calls me to. I'm excited to share when I get back. The Sunday after I get back, the whole sermon will be about what the Lord did in Honduras. I obviously have no idea what that sermon will be, but I am just banking on the Lord doing so much down there that in wanting to get to share that with y'all. And so again, we will be gone the 5th through the 10th. And I just pray that you, or ask that you would pray for us, that you would keep us in your thoughts, and that the Lord would move in a mighty way. I look forward to sharing what God did through your generosity and through your prayers when I return.